Hello, my sweet pumpkins. Okay, while we're waiting for other people to join, I thought it would be a good idea to do a little card spread for today. So we're going to use several decks and do 3 cards in each deck. And if you're watching, this is for you. And if it really resonates with you or you think would help somebody else, share the video, click like and subscribe. Okay, so for today, we get 4 things. 4 of clubs, there may be some mental insecurity being injected into something, having some doubts about something or not seeing something really clearly, but this is for the purpose of you gaining, sorry, this is like this reversed mirror. Anyway, there may be some insecurity and it's up to you to find that security and that clarity and that sanity for yourself. I call it the sanity card, but it's a little bit of an uphill climb to get there. The 4 of spades is physical security. So sometimes we have to work a little bit to make ourselves feel safe. Sometimes we have to kind of go outside our comfort zone. Good morning. Take a break just for this. Oh, I'm so glad. Okay, so we're just doing a little mini reading while we're waiting for other people to join. That is actually reflected sunlight from a mirror. We live in a basement, so I have all these mirrors positioned out there. So that's what that is. It's not an alien. Well, who knows? Maybe there's one hiding in there because contact is here. Okay, so 4 of spades is about making yourself feel safe and secure. And you just have to tune in and figure out what that is. Okay, and then the King of Diamonds, which is you are sovereign. Maybe this is a realization of your power and your will. I just did a chakra clearing this morning, which I don't do every day, regrettably, but it just really gave me so much. Yes, they're everywhere. We are everywhere. Like, yeah, it's so interdimensional. So I did a session with Dailah, and we talked a lot about that because she's really ready for contact. And I just got this message that was very difficult to put into words, but it was, oh, that's okay. But they're so interpenetrating with our dimension that it's hard to put it into words. So yeah, I love that you said they're everywhere. We're everywhere, because there was just such a sense of connectedness. So anyway, sovereignty. Now let's look at, oh, they want me to look at the bottom of the deck. 2 of diamonds. Can you really be a partner with yourself? Maybe there's somebody else that you share values with that you can process all of this with. Okay, now let's throw 3 Osho Zen cards and line them up and see what we get. I see a success card. There is kind of an opening right now for a lot of people to step through to a higher level of self-actualization and stuff like that. And the window will be closing, Dailah and I got, by the end of the month. But you are ripe and ready. Triva, hi! How do I meet Dailah for past life? Oh, I will send you her contact information. She's in Senegal. And I communicate with her through Messenger. So yeah, we do it over the phone and Zoom and stuff like that all the time. So Triva and I just had a reading, our second one, and it was fantastic. So she took me up on that offer I had in April, 20 minutes for $20, and I'm thinking about extending that. If you're interested, just DM me. Message me. Okay, so we get sharing. Oh, you're so welcome. The no thingness and traveling with silence on the bottom. Okay, so the sharing is there some caretaking going on in your sharing? Is there some secret selfishness that you've got? Is there a little crazy making around all of that? And if there is, you are exactly where you're supposed to be. Oh, thank you. She said the reading was beyond fantastic. It was really good. She's amazing. Okay, so in terms of finding your own sense of security and tuning into what's going to make you feel grounded and safe and like you are your own home, go to the void. Go to the blankness. This means dropping all of your stories and narratives and your ego. Okay, and with sovereignty, we get journey. So keep in mind that there isn't really a destination. It's more about the journey. And having sovereignty on your journey gives you permission to name things. This is what I see. This is what's going on. Okay, so silence. This just kind of reinforces this no thingness card, that it's really important right now to do the work of dropping the ego and the ego mind. And this remote viewing technique that I learned is to just, I kind of taught it to myself, but listening to the hissing sound of the silence, you know, it might be tinnitus or however you say that, but focusing on it, and then I count my breaths all the way up to like a minute. If I'm listening to a clock ticking, that helps track my attention. And, you know, the mind wanders, but you just keep coming back to that nothing. And after you do it for like 2 or 3 minutes, you'll just notice a shift in your brain and in your consciousness. And no matter what your brain is trying to tell you, just stay with that. Just say, we're not doing that right now. We're just staying with the silence and the single pointed focus. Okay, let's throw 3 more cards. I am in the process of watching an interview with Claire and Reed, the writer of many wonderful decks, but God, I'm really enjoying it. She's such a down-to-earth person. I think she and her husband are in Canada. We went to Canada. Okay, so with sanity and the caretaking and sharing and questions or that, we get the Wizard of Awareness. So this wisdom is available to you as you are seeking an answer to, you know, right relating. So as far as security and the no thingness card, solitude reversed is you're too isolated, you're spending too much time alone. So make some effort to make some connections. Or if you get a sense that the solitude is good. But anyway, a true sense of security for me really does come from being in community and realizing you're not alone and everybody's needs and neurosis are basically the same. Okay, so what about traveling and sovereignty? We get it's a balancing act. So are you having to balance things around your own power, your own sense of empowerment, and the process of the journey? And heal the ouch is on the bottom. So if we put all the bottom cards together, we get partnering with the self or partnering with somebody that can work in a healing capacity, like a massager or a past life regression or a reading. And then silence is the other bottom card. So maybe a time of rest, deep inward reflection. Okay, so transitioning from that, yeah, yep, we need both. So Dailah and I did a session where we just get in touch with my higher self. If you get a session with her, you'll probably go to a past life first and then bounce into the in-between and then contact a guide. Some guide will come forward. My higher self came forward. We didn't do the past life thing, although, God, I went to Alcyon once and I saw how I was an alien and I was in servitude and it was like not a happy place. And then, I don't know, we've had some amazing experiences. So anyway, my higher self came forward and I had a list of questions for Dailah to read. And one of them was, let's look in on David Wilcock and see what's going on with him right now. So what I'm going to do is play the recording for you of the reading, and you'll have to just give me a thumbs up if you can hear it, thumbs down if you can't. So I'm going to turn the volume way up, but it starts with Dailah asking, what is up with David Wilcock? Okay, so here we go.
Could you give us any information or messages about David Wilcock?
Yes, he is alive and well. He is protected. He is cared for. He is well, better than ever. He's protected. He's alive and well. He's protected. He's cared for. He is cared for. He is well, better than ever. Seeing things from a new vantage point. Seeing things from a new vantage point. With the eagles. With the eagles. advertisement. I'm so sorry. God damn it. Aware
of his following, but caring much less
aware of his following, but caring much less
about what they say, do, or think.
About what they say, do, or think. So I just feel it's uplifted
into his past.
It's receding into his past. His frequency
He marches
is just
forward with
way
new purpose.
up. He marches forward with new
He's
purpose.
reconnecting with old friends.
Reconnecting with old friends.
Thought dead.
Isn't that fun to think about? So maybe his biographer
Cares deeply about the progress.
Cares deeply about the progress.
What you call the alliance.
Of what you call the alliance.
He has mixed with angels.
He has mixed with angels.
He sees the demons for who they are.
Sees the demons for who they are.
He trusts the process now.
He trusts the process now.
So
So I just want to pause because I got such a sense that he got a medbed treatment and has been taken to places like maybe the lunar base or up on the ships, or I mean, there was a period of time where I really felt him processing down on this planet and processing the transition. Hey, Sharon. Love David. So glad he's relaxed where his frequency is matched. Oh, beautiful. Yeah. And his frequency just really went up with this medbed and this healing. And it just, Cheery Hero. Hello, Cheerio. So yeah, we'll just continue to play it. Can you hear my voice in the recording, or is it helpful for me to continue to repeat what I said in the session just 2 days ago?
What you would call the Superior League of Nations.
The Superior League of Nations he's met with.
This is a collective.
A collective.
Brought about for the purpose of the ascension of Earth.
Brought about for the purpose of the ascension of Earth.
It includes, as you might have anticipated, benevolent extraterrestrials,
inner Earth,
companions, sisters, brothers, family. Indeed, you are related.
Indeed, you are related. That's a key to this whole disclosure thing.
World leaders.
World leaders.
Some of the most common ordinary folk.
Some of the most common ordinary folk.
You could wish for.
It's nice to think there's people like us in that council.
Did he I'm assuming that he is he's faking his death to protect himself from the government? Yeah.
So this is totally new information and explains the wildly disparate narratives we're getting. Yes, he killed himself. You could tell he was suicidal, blah, blah, blah. And then there's this whole other collective that is just like, that's not right. There's something that's just not right about that. And yet remote viewers like Elizabeth Abraham are like, really passed on. And a lot of the community that I love and respect and really identify with, it's like they just decided that he's passed away. No matter what Laura Eisenhower says, you can tell that she doesn't really believe that he's gone. I just feel like she has this expansive, anything's possible, and she's not pushing one narrative or another. But what you hear next explains why there are two narratives. And remember how I got that there was a lot of chaos in the field and that it was very difficult to read and you just had to invoke a lot of protections. And it's because there were two stories that were happening. And I don't know, let's just carry on.
About a month before this happened, he was contacted by a small team.
Contacted by a small team a month before
that had been working on his behalf.
That had been working on his behalf.
The past 2 years.
The past 2 years.
He was made aware of them, though he suspected.
He was made aware of them.
He was being watched and cared for.
He suspected he was being watched and cared for. And that really shows up in his videos. For a while, he was just like, I think they see me. I think they know about me. I'm pretty sure they do. And then he just stopped talking about that. And I think it's because they did contact him.
He was not surprised when they informed him.
He was not surprised when they informed him that the time had come to make his exit.
That he must not be concerned about the way in which
must not be concerned about
that was going to happen.
That was going to happen.
The black tinted vehicles.
The black tinted vehicles.
Commenter posted about.
That my commenter posted about in the video. So if you guys remember the video that got 25,000 views, there were 350 comments under it, and I went through every single one. And the one that just really shone out was this gal that said, "I live up in Netherland. I live by the road that goes up to his place, and there's just not much else up there, so not a lot of traffic." And on Sunday, she saw a bunch of black tinted SUVs, you know what they are, going up that road. And here's what they found, and here's who they were.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
The black tinted vehicles the commenter posted about in Paula's video are correct. This was Deep State.
This was Deep State.
This was Deep State looking to oust him. However, he had already left.
However, he'd already left.
That's what the black vehicles were. Yes. Oh.
That's good.
It was a clone.
It was a clone.
Giving the video
on Sunday.
As many have noted, it wasn't completely in sync with how he had been before.
A lot of people said he looked really different.
Acceptable. I see a turtle.
I see a turtle.
He'd
already gone into a shell of protection.
And was delivered before that recording began. Deep State was very disappointed.
The Deep State was very disappointed to find him thus.
Get the Google app to find out. Use Lens to learn what breed it is. And then ask And so, I'm sorry, go ahead. They did with the clone what they thought was best.
They did with the clone what they thought was best.
When you say they, is that the government or the protection? The bad guys.
In the mind to spell technology.
They arrived and they saw him.
They arrived and saw him. They knew he was a clone.
He was a clone. But realized they could use the situation.
To form a narrative.
That would generate much confusion.
That would generate a lot of confusion. This is why
others have seen what they have seen. Two things happened.
He died. And he left. Or was taken by the good guys. Undercover of light. Which makes a lot of sense now that the dark cannot penetrate the light. It's why we surround ourselves with light when we're in a protection mode, because they can't match the frequency. So now that makes sense to me. I didn't understand that before, but undercover of light is beyond their reach.
Do you mind sharing how they would know right away that it's a clone? Like, were they already suspicious of that because it's really that common? Or how could they tell that he was a clone right away? A skin print. Of sorts. Like a galvanic skin. Response. Shot from a distance. A sensor.
Shiva says, thank you for the validation and confirmation. Since the stories were off, but didn't know the whole thing. Right? Good on you for trusting your gut.
Very close, but not the same.
Very close, but not the same as the original.
Designed not to last very long.
I had a feeling that
they were aware that this could happen.
I had a feeling that it was rather easy to manipulate. I don't know much about clones, but it's like, what was the spirit inside of it? Was there a soul in there? Did it know how to call in light and protection? And so they could manipulate it. But there's still no, video or audio or anyone that's talked about having seen the footage. So I just get the sense that's a very concocted narrative, and I think they probably just shot him.
a step behind.
They were always a step behind the deep state.
And, okay. Is there any other messages that you have for Paula, specifically pertaining to her business and her career in the state that she...
So, what do you guys think about all of that? Treva says it's validating to what she got. I'm being guided to throw a few more cards about this. My guides are saying that it has something to do with what's happening with the collective response. And I guess they just want to talk about that. So I'm going to throw a couple cards for those that are believing the narrative that it was killed. Oh, guilt, ordinariness, and schizophrenia. What I'm getting is that those who are believing that narrative are tuning into a lower frequency, and the ordinariness is kind of like, that is just kind of their state. And if they really, like, I look at Michael Salla and I'm like, dude, he's vibrating pretty high. But anyway, in this regard, I think they're telling us that this is a lower frequency. And schizophrenia, doesn't that just sort of say it all? This side is about creating the split, creating division, using this to create division. And the guilt might also be like powerless, or we should have known, or his friends being like, dang, we should have contacted him, or something like that. Anyway, okay, so those of us that are aligning with the truth, well, what I think is the truth, we get suppression reversed. So it's an untangling of the chaos, the chaotic story, which brings a sense of relief. The master reversed, which is about leaning into trusting ourselves, learning to trust ourselves. Those that I think are buying into a negative narrative don't have self-doubt to sort of check them. I don't think it's there as much. I think the darker, the more sure people are, the more kind of mind controlled they are, the more sure they are of a negative narrative. But those that are in a lighter space tend to doubt. I've just noticed this for the last 10 years. Sharon says, I don't feel he's gone and something else is going on. I resonate with what you're channeling. Thank you. And the conditioning card. We are releasing the conditioning. My guides are really reinforcing this by saying this is the higher path, because it's got truth to it. And at the bottom of the deck, there's this friendliness. I just intuitively laid it between these two spreads. And so it's like, let's just get along. Let's not buy into the division. Kind of like when you hear somebody who's like, I believe in the flat earth, and don't take the bait. You know, I know several people and I'm just like, not going there. Even people that are very close to me and I'm just like, just not going there. It's more important to maintain the peace. Way more important. So anyway, thank you for participating. Thank you, guides, for and my higher self for channeling that information. That was really interesting at the end. Woo woo. So anyway, I'm going to go now and I will talk to you guys later. And if there's something else that you want me to look at or talk about, I know that somebody mentioned another whistleblower that had died and wanted me to look into that. And I think it was that gal named Amy who would go on Facebook and seem a little bit drunk, and her dad was involved in, secret programs, and she was just incredibly intelligent. And she would say, I'm not suicidal, and kind of like, I know I'm a target, and she was taken out. And I do get that she died, but we could look into that. Yes, you enjoy your day too. And let me know if there's something you want to talk about next time.